Alright, I'm gonna do a little video to make fun of this stupidity here, to put on my, wall of ridicule and shame here to make fun of these people. And, okay, something like this, it's not a big issue, because, I practice what my I practice what I preach, right? I almost said practice what I preach. Practice what I preach about free speech. So, yeah, this person is entitled to free speech, but, he might be one of these people that's free speech for you and not me. And it's not the comment. He's entitled to his opinion, right? But my thing about it is nothing wrong with the comment, but I'm calling it childish, even though he's entitled to his free speech, because he could have at least added something about an opinion about the subject matter that I was saying in my video, the subject matter at hand. And you can't have any respect for a commenter that does not at least have the decency to say his opinion, or even if his opinion about the subject matter that I did in the video, if none of his opinions are mine and it's different, you can respect that as long as they said something, whether they agree or disagree with something I said at hand. But something like this, without, what the fuck does this have to do with the subject matter that I was talking about young people and Instagram, in which I was sticking up for Facebook and Instagram, and made my case with Facebook and Instagram. I said that nothing against any of the kids who have any kind of self-conscious issues, but I'm saying nobody puts a gun to your head to look at Instagram. And I said, and I regarded any of those other media influencers, people shouldn't call that toxic in a sense that they feel that they have to be like these influencers, with makeup and all that. That's what I'm saying. But you get somebody like this that, okay, has nothing, like a friend of mine on there that subscribes to me, which I agree with. Delete, forget, and ignore. Don't even acknowledge them, except to make fun of them. On top of that, somebody that has some kind of a name and they have no content too. They have no videos, no content, no opinions, because obviously they don't have any kind of intellect other than repeating what they're told by some other influences or whatever fake friends that they have on their YouTube. And they're in mom's house, and they're eventually going to be pressured when they're 18, 19, 20, 21 to get out of mom's house. Even if they don't get out of mom and dad's house, to be pressured to get a job and get a life. And there's a reality about, which I'm not singling anybody out, including all of us, a certain age, that the internet and YouTube is not your life. Eventually you're going to be called out as fake, because you're going to have a job and a life. And anybody that says shit like this person is Mr. No Content and no real intellect or opinion, right away I got shit that he don't got. Money in my pocket, which is my own, and not living on mom's house. Not living in mom and dad's house in a room with a computer. Play occasional video games, which I have nothing against. I love video games. And probably has a 40-ounce beer and a bag of weed in mom's house, hoping that mom and dad don't catch him. Maybe goes to underage drinking with their friends. I'm guessing. I'm not being biased. I'm guessing. Because, when we were younger, we all did a little something stupid when we were young. I'm not saying that, but that's what the character of people like this with no content are, Mom and dad's house, maybe got beer, cigarettes, and weed in their room in mom and dad's house, and worried about not getting caught with it. Have shitty opinions and no intellect other than having, using some kind of comment. And these kind of people, okay, to finish this off and make, don't go on and on too much, that I'd like to put my camera on my own face, which I almost want to, but without still laughing, that these kind of people, they look at your social media. I'd like to put my face on a camera and try to imitate the face that they're probably make, because you're something that they don't. Maybe they're skinny and or chubby and have wear some t-shirt and shorts and no kind of physical ability of any kind and no intellect of any kind, no knowledge about it of any kind, but yet they want to tell everybody else to educate themselves, but evidently they have no kind of intellect of any kind. So this would be a bunch of shit that, for example, I'd be repeating to any other person who makes a stupid comment. But if somebody, to finish this off, if somebody has a comment that I can kind of partially agree with, you get some asshole like that too. But this person don't even got that. Nothing that I can partially agree with. Like, what's this? And I promise this video will be over after this. This was the most important part that I forgot to say that I should have said in the beginning of the video. Like I said in the comment, what the fuck does my diet have to do with? Diet? What the fuck are you talking about? Are they suggesting that I'm morally, psychologically, or deficient or deranged because of what I eat or don't eat, or what the fuck? What the fuck are they talking about? I was sort of should have said that first, but I already said this in the person's comment, so. But what kind of stupid is that? I called it, if they subscribe to certain things about tolerance, these people like to cherry pick tolerance according to their fake friends, and they don't have any real tolerance themselves, or double standard tolerance. And you can go on and on about that. They can be intolerant evidently to whatever they say about my diet, what I eat. Okay, so you're allowed to be intolerant about that. That ain't some kind of bigotry too, that's what I'm saying, but I mean, this is very laughable. And a person that does a comment like this has some kind of belief. Maybe they have a handful of friends on the internet that also don't have no content, and does that mean they have the whole world by the balls? And like I read to people in a book called The BS Syndrome, they indicate that God, the government, and the majority is on their side. Do they think the whole world is on their side just because they have some incomplete, vague, stupid belief? Kind of people that, mom and dad's house, they think, at that age, they think the whole world, they got the whole world by the balls. Matter of fact, that saying I got off of a friend of mine when they were talking about certain people that just, they weren't excluding themselves, but they're indicating that we all were younger once and had lived with our parents and thought we had the whole world by the balls until we got older and matured, to be fair. But shit like this gives me an excuse to preach about shit like that. You have to have something to go on, an excuse to preach about shit like this already, something like this, instead of, okay, I'm without no commenter like this, I'd have to say, my video is about this kind of behavior. But you got to have something to base that behavior on, and this is a prime example of some stupidity there, or intellectual laziness. I'll just leave it at that.